Hi, guys. Welcome back. It's Mrs. King, and I am here today to talk about our grammar skill that we are going to be kind of focusing on this week. We're going to be talking about a kind of sentence. Now, you should know already what a sentence is. A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. For example, if I type the sentence, the dog was brown. I'm going to take off that underline. That was on there from something else. Okay, that's what we call a simple sentence. It's got a subject, which is the dog, the who or the what, and the what happened. The dog was brown. Okay, so that's what we call a simple sentence. Let's type another sentence about the dog. The dog was brown. Okay, I'm going to put it underneath this first sentence. The dog had spots. I'll just make it really simple. Okay, so I have two very simple sentences. This week, we are going to be talking about what we call a compound sentence. Okay, so you know what a compound word is. A compound word is a word that is made up of two parts that go together to make one word. The two individual parts must be words on their own. So, for example, fire, truck. That's a compound word, okay? It has the part fire and the part truck, and both of those parts are words on their own. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that because as we talk about a compound sentence, it's kind of the same. A compound sentence is two simple sentences that you put together to make one longer sentence. And we have to do that in a special way. Okay. Again, a compound sentence can be connected. And in order to connect those two together, we have to do a couple of things. Okay. We're first of all going to take away the first period, the first ending mark. Okay. Whoops. So I'm going to take that away, and we're going to insert a comma there instead. The dog was brown. It still says the dog was brown. The dog had spots. Before we can combine the two, we have to also add what we call a coordinating conjunction. And tomorrow I'm going to teach you a little bit more about what those are. But as we kind of get started with compound sentences today, I'm going to put an example in, and we'll kind of revisit that through the week. The dog was brown. I'm going to put it in a conjunction. The first conjunction I'm going to teach you is the word and. You know that word. That's a word we use all the time. Okay? The conjunction is kind of like the glue that connects the first simple sentence and the second simple sentence. We need that conjunction and to combine them, okay, to make them compound. So first of all, I took out the first period, I inserted a comma, then I put in a coordinating conjunction. And there's one more thing I need to do. And that is, since I'm connecting the two sentences, I don't need another capital letter there. I'm going to take out that capital T on that and put in a lowercase t. Now, my two simple sentences are combined. Now, when I read it, I pause at the comma, but then I read on. The dog was brown and the dog had spots. Okay, that sounds pretty good. There's actually one more thing that I could do. Instead of saying the dog 2 times, I can take that part out and replace it with a pronoun. If we know the dog's a boy, maybe we put in he. Or if we don't, we put in the pronoun it. Okay, now we don't have to say the dog 2 times. The dog was brown and it had spots. So there's a good example of a compound sentence. Okay, now another example that I'm going to kind of show you today. Let's do another round of 2 simple sentences that we pushed together. So if I said something like, I was cold. It's going to type for me. Let's try that again. There we go. I was cold. That's a really simple sentence. Okay, just 3 words, but it is a complete thought. I is who we're talking about, myself, I, and the predicate, I was cold. Again, it expresses a complete idea. Okay, I'm going to return down and let's see. Okay, I wrapped a blanket around myself. Okay, so those 2 simple sentences are related. They're about being cold and what you might do. So we're going to turn these 2 sentences into a compound sentence. We're going to combine them. So the first thing we're going to do is to take out the period, the first period anyway. We need the second period to complete the sentence. So I took out the first period and I'm going to insert a comma. Okay, now I'm going to put a space as I'm typing. I need to put in a conjunction. And in the first example, we used the conjunction and, but I'm going to show you a different conjunction. And then in tomorrow's video, we're going to talk more about conjunctions in a way that you can remember them. So another conjunction that we'll learn about and we'll revisit tomorrow is the conjunction so. So means, you're talking about one thing, so the effect is this. It's kind of like cause and effect. I was cold, so I wrapped a blanket around myself. Okay. Again, it's so means that we're going to do something additional because something else happened first. I was cold, so this. I did this, so this happened. So that's another example of a coordinating conjunction. Okay, again, I don't need to do anything with the second I because we always capitalize I, so I don't need to change that. The second period is there as well. So now I've taken those 2 simple sentences and I have merged them into one compound sentence using a comma and a coordinating conjunction. Tomorrow, we'll give some more examples and again, talk more about those conjunctions.